Hey,
Oh wow, it
folks.
says record. That's funny.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it funny? Like I told you, it
Yeah.
tells you like it's recording, so it's like no
Uh,
surprises. Hey,
it's saying like
folks.
back.
What's that?
I say it's not like back in the day when you could just like take pictures on Skype and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, just randomly like have no
Uh,
clue.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
folks. This is your host here, Velma Selage for Life of a Veteran. We have a special guest today, Mr. Javier Robles. He was a United States Marine Corps veteran, and he served as a motor T. You're a motor T operator, right?
Yes, man. 3531 Motor T operator.
I almost called him a mech, which would have been a really big fuck up on my end.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
know what I'm saying. Yeah.
I
How you been? You been chilling or what?
Yes, me. I've been chilling. So I went through like a bunch of like mental health shit. You know what I mean? Like, uh, so I know that you knew me as a corporal. You knew me
Yes.
you knew me as a corporal that deployed to Afghanistan with the
Mhm.
unit, and then like I know you guys freshly came on to the island, so I was going through so much mental health stuff, and like just a lot of undiagnosed stuff at the moment. And then like now, I'm doing a lot better. I got diagnosed post traumatic stress disorder. It's a little complex because of like childhood trauma and then like the war shit on top of it. In the episode Ice Cream King, I briefly talked about, like jujitsu and stuff like, sometimes it's hard being, like I was molested as a kid. So like sometimes certain things are like hard to process or handle, but like, no, I'm doing like a lot better. You know what I mean? Like grew up, survived that, survived war. So,
No,
um,
that's it's really heartbreaking, but it's honestly pretty like empowering too for a lot of people, women, men, Asian people, especially through right now. It's like a lot of people being attacked for xenophobia and a lot of people who are really taking the mantle. I mean, shit, Simone Biles has literally just been like, being heralded as somebody who's an advocate for mental health because of basically having the yips. I mean, this is something different from sports to real life world problems, but I mean, just the fact that you're open and coming out about, real life issues and problems that happen and you're able to persevere and definitely, get past it to some extent and continue on living. That's an achievement in its own right, never mind all the great stuff that you did prior to that.
exactly. That's what we're doing. That's what this podcast is about. We're about moving forward. We're about telling stories. We're about just I had to pause because I almost said educating the masses, but I mean, essentially, we're educating the masses.
Yeah.
They're getting to know you better. And that's the whole purpose. They're getting to know me better. They're getting to know you better. Um, and man, now can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Why'd you join the Marine Corps?
Yeah, so I'm from Dallas. Like, when people like, I don't, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking first?
Well, I was born in the Philippines, but I grew up like primarily in the Midwest. So like I live in Fairview Park, Ohio right now, which is part of the greater Cleveland area. So it's
Is
like
that
the
like a,
burbs.
okay, so it's a suburb, so it's a small little section or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's a little city. It's quaint.
So Dallas is no shit like 50 fucking square miles of city, like, without a doubt. There's a bunch of little sub cities that are all essentially connected. It's the biggest metropolitan area, I think, in this part of the world. And when people say they're from Dallas, they typically say that they're from like Fort Worth or Arlington, which are little cities that are like 20 miles away. But I am from downtown. Like, I could walk you out and show you like my view from where I stay at. I live right next to downtown. I grew up right next to downtown. I'm from Dallas. Uh, I have always been surrounded by family and friends. I'm been pretty. I'm good at talking to people. So that's always helped me. Make a lot of friends and female friends at that point too. And when I was 17, I was trying really hard to like conquistar, Spanish for like, oh yeah, I nabbed that bitch, this one chick, and she just wouldn't let up. And I was starting to get all kind of like sad and bucky. And I saw these guys and they were at our high school and they were doing pull-ups and shit. And I was like, man, those guys' uniforms are cool. Fucking Marines. I had no idea about the military. I did not give a fuck about the military. I had no whatever at the time. I was just like, doing athletic shit. I was always, doing a bunch of stuff. And they were like, hey, if you do 20 pull-ups, we'll give you like this shirt. And I'm like, all right. So I went up there, did 20. They gave me their number. They were like, hey man, give us a call if you're interested. Did a little research about them, and I fell in love with the culture through the movie Full Metal Jacket because, like, I'm like I grew up, kind of streets wise, you know what I'm saying? And like I was attracted to the idea of being in a room surrounded by a bunch of alpha males, you know what I'm saying? And that everybody duking it out to be like the shit, which was a disappointment, not to say nonetheless, because a bunch of dudes end up being bitches, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Sometimes you get some fucking bad apples.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cool, but I mean, it was not what I was expecting. But I mean, I basically joined the military on a whim. Like I saw uniforms, I thought they looked cool. I was like, I want that uniform. That's why I joined.
So did you have higher expectations then when you joined? Like how?
Nope, I just joined for uniform, like legit. Like I legit saw like the blue, and I don't even have that fucking uniform, which is the most infuriating part anymore. Like, but I literally joined because I thought they looked cool. I thought they looked sharp, and I thought they were like man, they look good. They're the shit. We are the best. They fuck bitches. Fuck yeah, I'll join.
Right.
Whatever. Let's do it. Man, I was getting so much more tail before I joined the military, bro.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I like without putting a bunch of chicks out there, like yeah, man, it was. I had the least amount of like chicks I've ever had in my life while I was in the military.
Well, Okinawa makes it difficult, huh?
That and like definitely Okinawa because when you're there, like you're competing against 50 other guys because I think the ratio was like at the time like 47-1 male to female.
Right.
So the chicks are just picking whoever the hell they like. They could literally pick their flavor of the month, and I was just like, I'm not gonna fight over these chicks, bro. Like, and I ended up becoming real good friends with a lot of them. A lot of them ended up being like still maintaining being my friends, and a lot of them got picked on and bullied and called whores and shit. And I was just like, who gives a fuck, man? You like, I wish I was you, like real shit. Can you imagine if the roles were reversed and I was like a regular looking dude fucking baddies every day just because I was like the only option? That'd be fucking dope.
Dude, look at me. I'm an average looking female and I had the pick of the litter. I'm an
Yep.
average. I am average looking. I don't wear makeup. I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to smoke and I dipped and I still have a pick of my litter. Okay, like, but I mean, like the thing is though too, like I smoked and dipped though. It's kind of asshole repellent though, because you really, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Some guys
I,
like that shit though. They'll be like, spit in my mouth, baby. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? With the
yeah,
little.
yeah. I mean, you get those weirdos, and you're like, gosh, damn it. And you're like, then you gotta deal with a different type of freak. You know what I mean? But then like,
Yeah.
usually it's like you explain to them, like they're pretty cool because I was like, I do this because it's like no offense, guys, I got boundaries. Like, so
Yeah.
some of the freaks are pretty cool because like you know what I mean, like you gotta have boundaries and you gotta trust people like for weird shit like that. I guess I don't fucking know, but like I did wonder. Now I guess I am going to be getting around this question because like it's fucking nuts. Um, but did you choose to be an operator, or is that a common MOS?
It's probably one of the most common. It's one that they typically put in for people who like some people just choose it. I got it with the bonus because my ASVAB score was like 80 something, so I could have really picked anything that I want, and people were like my recruiter was really pissed off that I didn't choose something else like intelligence or whatever. But so prior to me going to the military, I was already a diesel technician. So I
Oh,
was already yeah. So like I in high school I was already making $17 an hour. We're talking about in 2011. So like the least amount of bitches I've ever had and the least amount of money I've ever had was in the military. You know what I'm saying?
did you go to trade school as well? Is
No, I
that where
didn't.
you
Like my,
learned?
my my dad is a diesel tech, and he's probably like one of the best in Dallas. So like I got an opportunity at the shop, which I still actually go. I don't work there anymore, but I'll tell you what I do here in a second. But like I'm still friends with them, and like bro, like I started off. I would go to school and I would get off at 2, and from 2 to 10 or 2 to midnight every day, I would go to work, and I would work, and I'd come home at 10 or 11.
Hey Robles, you're mute. Something's I can't hear you, buddy. Something I don't know what's going on, but we can't hear Robles right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, 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 I can.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I just noticed that like that too. What was the last thing you heard?
Um, it was your father was a diesel technician, and then you're still friends with them, and then you're gonna.
Yeah. So long story short, I gotta be able to work with International, who is a like one of the biggest manufacturers of diesel trucks, and I still work for the main location here in Dallas. I don't still work for them. I'm still friends with them. I worked there for a minute, but yeah, man, like I made like a shit ton of money prior to like I was really honestly disappointed as hell when I got my first paycheck in the military. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was mad as hell, bro. It was funny as hell.
Even being in
So
Okinawa.
it wasn't shit. Like I literally like prior to like me going off, I was making like $550 a week, like as an 18-year-old, and like that was in 2010. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So that was
that's
kind of,
really good.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's kind of but I ended up picking it because I wanted to get these certifications for the mechanic work and then come back here and get a little bit more off the rip. But I mean, if I could have done it again, I probably would have like picked a more fun job, I guess. But I don't regret going there. I actually like really enjoyed it. You know, when you're a kid, you don't fucking know no better. None of my parents or family knew anything but the military, so I picked what I wanted. I did everything kind of on my own, you know.
Right.
But that's how I stumbled into that MOS. My recruiter was mad as shit though. It was funny as hell. Like, what the fuck, bro? Those are for idiots. I was just like, okay.
You know what? Motor T has a very it has a very it's an eclectic group. It's hard to describe it because it's not just one stereotype. Like you can't just say it's just an X stereotype. You have all sorts. I mean, Motor T is such a blend of people. Can you
Oh
explain
yeah.
that blend to the average person? Because I don't.
Yeah, so like the funniest thing I think that I could remember about Motor T was early on. We have these things called warrant officers, and warrant officers are essentially like the tippy top shit. Like they're like the best of their field of whatever the fuck they do, right? So when I was in MOS school, we had a kid. I don't know if his name was Robinson or Richardson, but it was one of those two. And he was the son of a warrant officer 4 and a chief warrant officer 5, which is like the shit. So and then he joined Motor T because he just liked trucks, like his whole life. He was like, I like big trucks. And I was just like, man, your parents are definitely disappointed. I think that dude ended up following like a political career, if I'm not mistaken, right now. Like he's an
Really?
advisor, yeah, for somebody like. So that's like one of my first ones. Like that I was like, what the fuck is up with this MOS? You know, that to that extreme, you go to like a kid who was sheltered and had like definitely the opportunity to go wherever to a kid who came from like the slums of New York, you know, and be able to make it away out. And I think right now he's a pretty successful business owner now. You know what I'm saying? I don't really keep up with these people too much. Oh, you know what's funniest one was his name was Richard, and he was had a master's in music composition. So that dude would that dude in MOS school would make music compositions and sell them all over the world for thousands and thousands of dollars. Like when we were off, so that was kind of cool.
That's neat. Did you have any
Yeah,
side hustles?
and there, no, not really. Um. So with me, it was kind of I just really like trying to have fun with my friends and stuff. But like I had an opportunity like the day I got out of the military, I was going to have everything lined up for me no matter what, um, through my own connections and through having some people that I know and stuff like that. And I was never really concerned about getting out of the military and like waiting for, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? I already know what I was gonna do, you know. So when I was in there, I was just, have fun with my friends and try to get some tail or try to hang out or with this rough house or whatever, just
All
whatever.
right.
But right, it doesn't really translate to how I ended up today. It's actually kind of weird, kind of different, so it's kind of funny. But
Well, let me ask you first. How was your Marine Corps experience? How would you describe it? Do you have any advice to give to anyone? I know those are actually two questions in one, but
my experience was like on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being the shit, probably like a 90. Honestly, I've met some of my best friends. I've met some of the greatest people I've ever wanted to deal with. Some of the most annoying motherfuckers in the world too. But I definitely like I think back to the memories and the things that we've had to endure and things that we had to like get past, and I cherish every moment of it, and I don't regret it. Uh, the 10% that was bad is I struggled with weight in the military at the time. I was never unathletic, but I was always like a little bit heavier because I'm so short, but I was built like a little brick. And like that doesn't really matter unless you're like ripped the fuck up, which I'm not, I'm like, I wasn't ripped, but I like, so that kind of kept me from ever achieving the success that I was aiming for in the military. Um, so I ended up having to actually leave the military early because I couldn't adhere to the standards that were set at the time that changed as soon as I got out. But, it is what it is. That was my own. I was kind of bitter and angry about it for a good bit, but, I kind of think back about it and I was like, you know what? It wasn't anybody's fault with my own. Like, I know what I signed up for, so it is what it is. If I have to give any advice to people or kids who are trying to join, I would probably tell them that 4 years, at the bare minimum, 4 years of your life is not a lot. Like, it really isn't. Like, nowadays, like, we're already in July. Yeah, we're already in July, about to get into August, bro. And it feels like the year just started. So, as you get older, time moves by faster. So, if you decide to join, just have fun with it. Do your best that you can. Don't fuck your life up by doing some dumbass shit and just getting like completely destroyed in the military and getting kicked out like in a really bad way, because that will follow you, bro. Trust me, I know some people who dealt with that, and just you know enjoy it. That's what I tell people. Enjoy it,
oh,
have fun with it, man. you know
now is body dysmorphia or like weight issues a big problem in Marine Corps, you think? Or was it
yeah,
a big problem? Like, I was a skinny, I mean, I was at the time when I was in service, I was always within my height and weight requirements. I was always 15 pounds under, you know what I mean? I was I was for the most part skinny muscles, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I didn't have boobs or ass, so like I was fine. You know what I mean? As a female, I was squared away.
yeah. Like I think that's a problem with like everybody, to be honest. Like that's not a military issue. That's just like that's a self confidence issue to me, to be honest. But that's not like something that you don't become confident in yourself until you become a little older and more just like more sure of yourself, I guess. I mean, I know people who are ripped the fuck up now, or my friends that are I still need to work on this and that. And I'm some pretty big dudes. I eat myself, don't give a fuck. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm confident. I don't give a shit. I know what I'm about or whatever.
Right.
I don't I don't struggle with none of that shit. But yeah, I mean, it is a more like a all encompassing issue than the military issue. But the military does like add emphasis to it, so you can definitely like feel some type of pressure. Like for me, I wasn't ever troubled with that because if somebody ever told me shit, I would just fight them. Like I did not give a fuck. Um, like yeah, it's one of the funniest. I'll tell you later, but one of the funniest things, I actually beat the shit out of one of the EOD sergeants in Okinawa.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't for that, but it was some other thing. But yeah, man, like
Holy
whatever,
shit.
dude. Yeah, yeah. I didn't get in trouble for anything. I had to talk to his gunnery sergeant too.
Well, I mean,
Like,
yeah, does I mean EOD does a lot of in-house stuff, anyways. I mean, I'm not trying to speak for them, but
nah, yeah. So like, that's a funny story because so when we were on island, there were some people who deployed for the Philippines for a humanitarian mission. It didn't really amount to much, but it was, like still like a shit ton of time out the boat. Well, when I got back, I was cool with this one sergeant, Hispanic man, about 6'2". Can't remember his last name, but I just don't want to say it. But um, yeah, and we were drinking one night, and I guess his wife left him, and he was really sad and really bummy. And like I just had gotten this new roommate. I had no idea. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, I just gotten this new roommate. Don't know this kid, and this dude comes in to drink with me that I've been talking to a couple times, and he starts berating and talking shit to my roommate. And I didn't even give a fuck about this kid, but I'm like, hey, bro, let's go, bro. Like, we gonna do this shit. Come on, let's get the fuck out of here. And he started getting on my nerves, and kept on running his mouth, man. And I was like, all right, bro, you get the fuck on. I gotta talk to my mama and my girl, who I'm gonna actually marry here pretty soon. And he was like, fuck your mama and your girl. And I was like, all right, cool, bro. Get on, bro. And then that's led to one thing, led to another. I beat the piss out of him. Like, I ended up breaking my hand. I ended up breaking his orbital bone and shit.
Holy
And
shit.
yeah, and he was like just bleeding on the fucking ground. We had to like clean it up and throw him into the room. He ended up coming that Monday to our motor T, um, where where we're like in our little, what do you call it, like the little platoon area or whatever.
Oh, the oh,
You know
it's
what I'm
not
talking
the
about, right?
yeah,
Like where your
not the
platoon is at or
hangar.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I don't know, but like the little area that our platoons is at, and he
the
brought his
squad
gunnery
bay.
sergeant, the squad bay. Yes, there you go. He came with his gunnery sergeant, a big ass black guy, big ass all this other shit. Then my our gunny Felix, he like brought my ass, and we had to talk and basically talk about what happened and shit. And then I had to do 30 days of cleaning the base during lunch. So I walk around and be cleaning shit up. Like, fuck this dude, bro. And that dude basically like, I don't remember how much longer he was on base, but he essentially like the first chance he got to get off the base, he left because he was getting more shit from his guys than from me because I'm like 5'5" and he's like 6'2" and big as hell, and I'm like, bitch, that shit don't matter, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny. I'm like, fuck that guy.
I was gonna ask you what your height was again, just
Yeah, I'm
so
like
the
five.
audience could fucking know that
Yeah, I'm like
you're
five.
not
I'm
the
like five
tallest
five.
guy.
Nah, not
That's why
even a
he
little.
got screwed over for height and weight requirements. Anyone that's what any male that's like 5 foot under, like you guys are kind of screwed, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. Like you got to have the
Yeah,
thick neck, huh?
yeah, it was right there at like 5'5". To be honest, like anything above that, I probably would like. I remember like putting in socks on so I could try to be taller and shit, and nah, like I needed an extra inch to just like not have to worry about it as much, and I just couldn't get it. But I mean, they, that's bullshit. But I don't really blame anybody but myself for that. And
Right.
um, when push came to shove, like the battalion was asking me, like I got asked by a sergeant, staff sergeant. I don't know if you remember him. His name was Staff Sergeant Maderos. He was a guy who was in Motor T, the tech side, the mechanic side. Well,
Cesar Romero,
Maderos.
Maderos.
Yeah, he had
Oh,
like a little like cut in his lip, real
oh
shaved
yeah,
guy.
yeah, I remember him. Yeah. Okay.
So
Yes.
when I was getting kicked out, he was the first guy who I met, and he was like our first sergeant platoon, and he like knew me from the jump, so much so that he was just like, "Hey man, look, I will put in the word for you so you can finish out your term or whatever because you are
Right.
good at your job and because you are good at what you do and you because I was put in charge of certain things in our platoon because at that time I had so much more seniority than so many other people and I just knew everything. And
You got muted again. You got muted again, buddy.
Hello.
All right, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he was like trying to put a word in for me. That was kind of cool, but I was like, nah, I'm good. But yeah, man, I got pretty much essentially like long story short, I was in the military. I did good at my job, but I got booted out. Good conduct, honorable condition. What the fuck is it? Uh, fuck, I can't remember. Something good honorable conditions. But I was basically I
Was
don't
it
have
good
like a
conduct?
dishonor. A what?
Was it like yeah, it was like
It was a general. I had a
okay.
general discharge under honorable conditions.
Okay.
So I thought about trying to upgrade those charges too. Um, but at the end of the day, like right now, I have a fucking business. Like I have box trucks that I run in the city and shit.
Oh yeah.
I live in I live in like luxury apartments in downtown. You know what I'm saying?
So you want to talk more about how life has been after serving the military? I mean, it sounds
It's,
like you're
it's
doing really fucking well, man.
yeah, I'm all right.
So, I mean, sounds so. Do you ever marry a girl? I mean, like, well, how? Like,
Yeah, she's in the room right now.
awesome.
Yeah, she's in the room, but she's like, I'm gonna go to sleep and shit. But
Oh, that's
um,
dude. We love love stories over here, man.
yeah. So that's funny, dude, because like I met her in high school. I was a senior and she was a junior, and I like sat in front of her and I was like, "Hey, what's up? My name's Javier." And at that time, I was smashing tail. I was a junior; she was a freshman. At that time, I was smashing tail, and she was just like, "Man, I don't give a fuck." I was like, "Fuck you, then, bitch." But long story short, like we got cool senior year, her senior year, like I got with her. Um, we were basically long distancing relationship for the first 2 years, and then when I got back home, we basically been steady ever since. And I just proposed to her last Christmas. Um, I waited for her to finish her career in laboratory sciences, so she works for Children's Medical Center, and she does lab sciences. So like the people who take out your blood and like the people who run it and give you results, that's what she does. So we got engaged. That was pretty chill. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm been pretty like it's been pretty cush for me since like I did not struggle at all when I got out of the military, like at all. You know what I'm saying?
So you had a really good transition. It sounds like.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I already had like I went back to that place to go work, and they immediately hired me because fucking 50% of the people who work there, including the people in charge, were veterans.
Right.
Um, they picked me up pretty good, and I made a managerial position there at 24, and then I got out. I don't know if you ever seen like a U-Haul or like a Enterprise or any of that stuff, but like
Oh yeah.
yeah, so like those 20-foot long box trucks. Just I have three of those currently in the city right now, and I'm hiring people to work them, and um, I'm gonna expand more. And Hawkins, who is he was Hawkins, Terrence Andre Hawkins was my roommate in the military, and he ended up becoming my best friend, and he ended up living out here with me, and he lives basically 15 minutes from where I stay, and so we hang out like every other week and every 2 weeks or whatever, and once I get my business up and running, I'll probably tag him along to come with me, and so we can make money together and shit, in the different. So I'm gonna make us like a lot of money, so we're gonna be good.
Nice.
We're actually
Okay, as of right now, the business isn't running yet.
no, it's been running. I've been doing it for
Okay.
like 2.5 years. Yeah.
What is the name of a business? I mean, like, just so you can plug it in at least.
So it's called Roadless Roadways, but that's just for tax purposes. Like, I actually run contracted under a bunch of little companies here in Dallas, and my main one is Jet Carriers, and we do city to city box truck work. Um, it's really easy. It's really cush. Like, um, we were actually supposed to do this interview like 2 days ago, but one of my trucks that I was driving broke, and I had to go fix it because I'm still a tech by nature. So I fixed it like that day, and on Friday we had it up and running and everything. I didn't miss a day of work, so it was cool. But yeah, man, that's kind of how like it's been pretty easy for me since I got out. But I know for a fact that it hasn't for a lot of our brethren and sisterin or whatever the hell you say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's
the rest of the fucking family.
yeah, a lot of people have been struggling, so it kind of sucks because a lot of the people who I ain't really like admire anybody in the military except for like a couple guys, and some of those guys are still struggling, you know. So it kind of sucks to see like people not doing as well as I kind of expected them to. But I guess just to each his own or whatever.
We're all well, we're human at the end of the day as well too. Like we all
Yeah, for
have
sure.
different emotions and fucking feelings, and and depending on if he deployed or not, what I mean, like that always like that always like I don't know, it always kind of fucks with me, I guess, or used to. So
No,
teaches it.
no, yeah, that's the thing. Like everybody has demons of some sorts, So that's kind of like the worst part, Like as much as you'd like to help, and because I've had tried to help, like I've had tried to ask some of my friends who were in the military with me, like, hey man, if you come out here, I'll secure you a spot to stay. I will get you a steady job. I will like teach you the way of the ways, so that way you can make your own fucking money and shit. And
Right.
people don't take that leap of faith, and then I can't do shit for them, nor do I feel sorry for them anymore. I can't really sit there, waiting on people to make decisions for themselves or not. You could just everybody has problems, man, and everybody tries to push
Oh
forward
yeah.
with them, and you like I even myself, like you really just have to like have people that can support you and uphold yourself. But man, it feels like as a veteran, you got to do that shit to yourself a lot.
Oh, it's all about. I think it's big on. I mean, giving back. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah,
you're just talking about how like if these people took the leap of faith, and it's hard to take that leap of faith sometimes, but to actually take that leap of faith, and it's like like, hey, to say I'm this positive person in your life, I got you. But at the same time, what I mean, you can't allow someone else's like negativity to get in the own way. You like your own way of happiness. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. I mean, there's only so much somebody can do for you.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I mean, I'm real big on like I have a lot of time to feel pretty down about some things, and I recently had like a little issue that I just never been to like. It actually ties back to my time in the military when I saw that I couldn't do shit. I'm gonna cut my losses and start new and keep pushing something different. And I kind of do that, day to day here, and it's led me to a lot of good fortune and good hard work. Hard work and little luck meet. You kind of get a good opportunity and some good things happen. But I really do. When I get a chance, I really do try to like give a helping hand out to some of our veteran brethrens, and I hire some of them sometimes. And
Really.
yeah, if you're a veteran or a felon, I'll hire you, preferably than for people who aren't.
Right. That's awesome. You'll even hire a felon. That's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Let me grab my charger for this so it doesn't die.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just waiting, folks.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah, I I definitely hire felons just because I've had some in my own family, and I kind of know like they can struggle to get steady work. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll hire felons and veterans and people who are down on their luck. They make me some money, I make them some money.
Right.
Everybody wins. You know,
Do you volunteer at all, or
hell no. I donate money. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I like to volunteer, so I like sometimes I like to ask people, like what do they
Hell's
do?
nah.
What do they do outside of? Well, I mean, like I like to ask people what do they like to do outside of work, or like and stuff like
Yeah.
that, or like now do you have any actually speaking about that? I am going to be volunteering in later on today.
You're gonna volunteer later today. That's what's up. What you gonna
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, I volunteer for Meals on Wheels on Fridays, and then on Saturdays I volunteer for the Catholic Church. Saint Augusta is a big they have a big deaf community, and I go to school to learn American Sign Language. So as of right now, I'm trying to learn more about deaf culture and the community. So I drive two deaf ladies to church every Saturday.
That's pretty cool.
So like, yeah, like
Have you learned sign language pretty good yet, or what?
yeah, I know some signs. Yeah, I know some sign language. So like, I mean, I'm gonna be taking intermediate ASL 2 coming up in the fall. I just took the fucking summer course, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. It
Let
was
let, let,
fast.
let, let me hear some sign language.
You can't hear it. You got to see it, son of a gun.
I'm being a dick. I'm fucking with you. Yeah.
That's funny. No, hey man, I these hands are used not just for fighting; they're used for signing as well.
That's funny. No, that's what's up, man. I
But no,
love
it's
it. I
really
love it.
cool. It's awesome. I can't do like EMT shit or like medical
Yeah.
shit. I'm terrible at. Failed that. You know what I mean? I guess C and medical terminology. But language I'm decent at. So
Yeah.
it's
No, that's what's
interesting.
up. That's pretty noble though. I donate money like to like the big one that I do. There's a vocational school here in Dallas that I found out about 2 years ago. So I donate a couple $1,000s a year just to they help the community and stuff out, and I kind of get to use it as a tax write off. So win-win. But yeah, I don't. I'm busy to be honest, so I just donate time, money, and like donating time is to me more genuous than donating money, to be honest. But it all helps out. So at the end of the day, who gives a fuck, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, nah. What do you like to do right now then, since you like on your for fun?
For fun, dude. So like for fun, I go I do jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I do that for fun. I do boxing for fun. Um hold on, can
Yeah, go ahead.
all right, I need 1 second, folks. We're gonna have to pause this. Hello. Okay. Hi, Tammy. Oh, I should be there. Should be there. Okay, you're welcome. Bye bye. Oh, hello. Yes, yes, I have the address. Okay, thank you. All right, bye bye. Sorry about that. That was volunteering actually.
There you go. That's what's up. Fucks with it.
Because
That's funny.
after this, I have to leave to go volunteer.
There you go. We're just talking about that, right?
Yep. Yep. I
Nice.
like I'm very fortunate to be able to volunteer my time.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I do a lot of volunteering. I do school. So that's kind of my work. That's my hustle. You know what I mean? Is school and volunteering.
No, that's what's up. No, that's pretty cool.
And this podcast.
Yeah. This podcast gonna make you millions watch one day.
Oh
It's gonna be like
man, you could put like let's put some like good vibes out in the universe. You know
I
what?
know, right?
I just want I just want some dopey kid in some Midwestern state or whatever, even on the West Coast, like just happens to follow about this, they might be smoking a little pot, you know, and then they're just like, wow, man, this is a great podcast. Like it changed my life, and that's it. Like I
Yeah.
can't go any deeper, man.
No, I feel you. That's funny. You know, it's funny. Like, so you say that I do a lot of shit that I like to do, but like one of the big ones that I do, I actually write music and I make music here in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, so like, but 2 years ago, I performed a couple times, just little performances here and there, and I didn't really pursue it because it started like it really lined up at the same time as my business. So um, just recently, I started picking it up more. We actually have a lot of people in like our platoon that do a lot of music, which is fucking cool. Like
Do you,
Cho does like he doesn't like perform or anything, but he like writes and makes the death metal and shit. That stuff.
do you have a SoundCloud at all, or do you have
Yeah,
any?
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I got a SoundCloud. It's let me see if I can look it up and just send it
Yeah,
to you.
let's get you let's plug you up.
Motherfucking let's see what it's under. It's soundcloud.com/J. I'm gonna send it to you in the chat, but
All
it's
right.
gonna be Jugoso 13. So like to find it on SoundCloud, it's soundcloud.com. Uh, SoundCloud, my bad.com slash there you go. So that's how it's spelled written. But like when I first started, I just started making like music, and I recorded it just for fun in like shitty little places here in Dallas. But now I'm like going to high end productions, and I'm getting ready to get like a marketing team, and get somebody to do the album art and all that stuff like that. So I got a little bread to spend, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna see if I can make any. I really look. I don't want shit else but to make a lot of money so I can be comfortable and do whatever the fuck I want. I don't want to be rich. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just want to be comfortable and be able to do whatever the hell I want. So that's kind of like my whole deal. But I like making music on the side. That's fun to me. You know.
Hell yeah.
But
Now the SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/JUGOSO 13.
yeah, so that's Jugoso, and that's Spanish for juicy.
Oh my gosh. I
and
wow, I have no clue. I don't have any culture, bro. Apparently. I did not know that. I was just
that's
thank
funny.
you. It means
Yeah.
juice Spanish. Okay. Okay, like what made you think of that?
So in the Marine Corps, I played on the Marine Corps football team for Camp Hansen. Um, we would like go play, and I was always on the line, so they used to call me Little Juicy, and the coach called me that, and some of the guys did too. So when I got back home, I was like, I think I'm gonna do some rap for fun. And they're like, what's your rap gonna name? I was like, well, they used to call me Little Juicy in the military, and that's pretty cool. But I didn't want to be Little Chicken Nugget or Little Piece of Shit. You know how everybody's Little something now, you know? So I was
Right.
like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to tie some Spanish, Hispanic, Mexican American into my name, and I decided just going with Jugoso, which is like the male way of saying something's juicy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it came to be. But yeah, that's really old stuff, by the way. All the newer stuff that's more modern and stuff is coming out pretty soon. But
Okay.
yeah, man, for sure. If y'all want to check it out, check it out. It's kind of pretty much the sound. But more or less, if there's anything I really want to like tell people, it's like it kind of sucks that like how I think ever since like 2016, we don't really know why, right? But ever since then, like everybody went real left, real white, right, including veterans,
Right.
and people in the military. And I don't really care about your preference either way. I just didn't really expect so many people to like I didn't expect so many veterans to be like, oh, if you don't believe in this, then you're not a full-blooded American type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I
And
know.
that's really weird to me because I was like, this is the fucking reason why we ever did this military shit, right? It's just for the ability to disagree with each other. Like, That's the beauty of this country. There's countries in the world that if you go against the government, they fucking murder you, bro. Like, think about that shit. Like, your own people. Like, you will kill your own people for not agreeing one way or another. And we're not that type of country, you know? So
Yeah.
it did kind of bother me in that instance. On the same note, I think through social media, even though it has its negatives, the cool thing is that there's a lot of like the community for veterans is getting bigger, and we are inherently trying to definitely help each other out as best as we can if we have the ability to. So that's pretty. It used to be the VFW. Now it's more like these groups and these podcasts and things of that nature that, or just you're a real good friend to somebody who you were friends with in the military, and they really need to talk. And it's still rapid across the board for veterans how many people commit suicide for various reasons, and that is a tragedy. But I think that we are making it a point now to help each other out more, because honest to God, nobody else gives a fuck about us as much as we care about each other.
No, you're absolutely right, and we have to keep each other close.
Yeah,
We have to find ways to reach out and to help out. And I think helping out the community, whether it's whether they're veterans or not, it's I think we should always give back.
yeah,
Whether
for
it's
sure.
a couple bucks, whether it's helping out, fellow veterans or even felons, because you know what, I feel bad for felons, man. Hey, I get it. They fucked up. They made, like they gotta make their bed and rely on it. But afterwards, though, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the shit's gotta end. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta break the cycle at some point. You know what I mean?
This is a it's not really built that way, but yeah, I think
I know. I'm being all hopeful and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm being all
yeah,
bright eyed and bushy tailed, and and like the rose. Like I'm being
yeah.
very. I feel very suburban white about it.
I feel
I
you.
do. I feel. You know what I mean? Like I feel very, very. Feel very.
Hey, so I have a question for you. So how do you feel
Yes.
about how do you feel about like real recent one? All right, so like the baby. You ever listen to the baby?
No, I actually don't.
But have you
So
heard of any like the outrage that because he said some comments about gay people at like concerts and stuff, and you read about
yes,
that? Yeah.
yes, I heard something about how like his gay fans are better than the other gay fans because I mean, well, like some about like other gay people are like dirty about AIDS and what I mean, like
Yeah. So my whole deal is like, so people are canceling him and people are getting on his dick about whatever. And Dua Lipa, I don't know what the fuck her name is, but whatever. She's out here bashing him too, telling him that he's a fucking idiot and he's a piece of shit or whatever. Cancel culture shit, right?
we're,
My my whole deal with that instance, I was like, who the fuck told this guy that that was a cool thing to like hype up his crowd with? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, that is a terrible way to be like, yeah, so fuck these fags. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dog, nobody talks like that no more, bro. Who told you that was cool to say? You know what I'm saying?
dude, yeah. I
You know what I
love
mean?
how like some people get out in left field with it. And I don't like cancel culture. However, like when someone does something like that, it's like you can understand why someone gets canceled then. But then at the same time, it's like it's so extreme too, you know what I mean?
It,
It,
it, it,
it's
it, it,
it's to cancel someone just it's too extreme and it's not fair and it's un-American.
yeah, that's honestly like the whole like reason that we have the people now that we have that are making things worse because we started canceling so much shit, and it started getting so much pushback from the right wing because they were like feeling like they were being constantly attacked, which probably were. Maybe some of it was rightfully so, some of it definitely wasn't. But you push so much to one side, the other side's gonna push back, and now there's this big divide. And now you got somebody like me who I don't give a fuck about abortion. I'm like, yeah, dude, like you make your own decision. I love guns, so that's the other way. I
Right.
am all about business and I'm about tax breaks because I make fucking business money in tax breaks. That's the other side. I'm also about equal rights, like, and then they have people that look at people like me and moderates or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, bro, that guy's a piece of shit from both sides." You know, I'm like, "Come on, man, it's just not all black and white. It's just a lot of gray in just everyday life." And I don't think people
What's a
realize
shit
that.
ton of gray?
Hmm?
I say it's a lot of gray, and with that, folks, we're gonna have to actually end this a little shortly. I gotta go volunteer actually.
There you go.
This this interview was supposed to be a little bit earlier, but like that's it actually should have been last night, but that was my fuck up. So like
Yeah,
that was
no,
on me. You
I was in
know,
chicken wings when you hit me up. I was like, "Shit, I gotta go home."
no, so that was on me. I was enjoying a Friday for once. I didn't even go to boxing. I was being a little piece of shit.
There
I
you
didn't
go.
eat food.
There
Okay,
you go.
I was happy. I got too comfortable, folks, and that's how we're gonna end it. Don't get too comfortable. Love thy neighbors.
Yeah.
Um, don't be a hoe, but if you're gonna be a hoe, be a smart hoe. Learn that
There
from
you
Steph
go.
Langford.
There you go. That's what's up.
And then, do you have any last minute words though, Javier?
Uh, I mean, honestly, just hey, everybody, like have fun, enjoy the moments. The biggest problems that you had in your life today aren't as big as they were at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you could kind of reflect, and I think a lot of people, just realize that you really just have to put out good vibes and energy, and definitely put one foot forward, and everything gets better. So that's kind of like my whole deal. But hey, man, hope everybody gets a lot of success. I hope everybody gets happy, and I hope everybody gets whatever they're searching for in life. And yeah, good vibes and good energy for everybody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Thank you, folks. Good vibes and good energies, and we're gonna end it with that.